I got that callous.
What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotics, and welcome to week 9 of our PCL Season 2 series. Yeah, I guess how I don't know, my intro's weird today. Doesn't matter. Today we're facing off against the New York Empoleons, coached by Goldoa Dragon. Goldoa is, I believe, currently last in his division, but he still has a pretty respectable record. I believe he's 3-5 right now, if I'm mistaken, and we are 5-3. If you guys missed out on last week, well, then that makes sense, because I didn't upload last week because, well, Brendan couldn't end up playing, so we did get a forfeit win. So I'm really sorry there was no video up on it last week, but there was a BBL battle that went up, and we are still back this week. And yeah, so we ended up getting a 3-0 win for that, so we moved to 5-3 with a +9 differential, I believe it is. So we're doing pretty well. We're sitting at the top of our conference. We're actually the only team that has an above 500 record in our conference, or in our division rather. So we actually clinch playoffs with one more win, and we have 4 weeks left, including this week. So if we can pick up one win in these 4 weeks, we clinch, and that's great. Hopefully I can do that sooner rather than later, so I can not necessarily meme, but take a little bit less effort when it comes to building, a little bit less time, because I mean right now while I'm recording this, I'm on spring break, and hopefully praying that school when I get back isn't gonna be too tough. So yeah, so I can just kind of I guess take it easy and not really go as hard with YouTube while I'm finishing my degree. But anyways, let's get into the battle. Let's get into the matchup. So Goldoa is a very scary opponent. He's got a really cool team. I believe he's actually the only other coach in the entire league that didn't draft an Uber. So he kind of went the route as well as we did, which is just drafting a ton of super strong mons. So we'll get started here. To start off, we have our opponent has a team of Thunderous Staring with Zemoos, Diggersby, Vaporeon, Tyrantrum, Ditto, Armaldo with Zemoos, Heatran, Serperior, Swampert, Azelf, and Mega Gardevoir, while we have a team of Tapu Koko, Hawlucha, Nidoqueen, Snorlax, Alolan Persian, Gourgeist, Victini, Skarmory, Manaphy with Zemoos, Alolan Raichu with Zemoos, and Mega Altaria. Now you might be looking and might be saying to yourself, Matt, where's your switches to Mega Altaria? And you're right, my switches to Mega Altaria are pretty much non-existent. I have to run a specially defensive Victini, or else whenever it comes in, it just picks up a kill. And I'm not a fan of that. My team isn't as, like, it's fast, but it's not crazy fast. Like, I have my Persian that's over 100, I have my Koko over 100, I have my Raichu, but after that I have 2 mons that speed tie it, and then mons that are just slower than it. So it's going to be coming in a lot, I feel like, and just really ripping through my team. So yeah, but other mons that I'm really worried about, the Serperior is kind of scary, the Tyrantrum, the Ditto obviously because I have a lot of setup on my team, but I do feel like I have ways around it because my setup revolves around return and frustration, so I can be careful there. The Diggersby Choice Bandit set is super scary. The Thunder set, potentially a Double Dance set, just a Spec set, or even just a standard Z set is going to be really scary for me, as Django shakes his head. And we're back. So the team that we actually went with this week is very cool, I think, is very interesting. Because of all these specially offensive threats on his team, I decided to actually go with a couple Assault Vest users this week. So to start off, we have an Assault Vest Koko, which is Timid Nature with D-Gleam, T-Bolt, U-Turn, and Grass Knot. Grass Knot is there for the Swampert, just so I'm not walled by it. Koko is speed here for max speed Azelf, and it also just happens to be enough speed for Adamant Scarf Tyrantrum. And our Koko will also always live a Jolly Head Smash if I'm at max HP, and will always Oko no bulk Scarf Tyrantrum back with D-Gleam. So basically, either he outspeeds us and we live and kill him with D-Gleam, or we outspeed him and kill with D-Gleam. That's if he's Scarf, obviously. So if he's Jolly and he runs Dragon Dance and he gets to +1, then he's gonna outspeed us. But still, I think it's pretty good. It's a pretty good way to avoid him having to be Adamant Natured. Next up, though, we have our Manaphy and our Mega Altaria, which both have speed for Diggersby. The Altaria to start, it's got Frustration, Dragon Dance, Roost, and Earthquake. I've been running the same set pretty much every week, and it's just because it has such a good matchup whenever I bring it, and it really does. Like this set, the only thing he has for this that resists the Fairy stat is Heatran, and Heatran goes down to an Earthquake unless he's Shaka, which I assume he's going to be Shaka if he brings it, and you can see on the screen he does end up bringing it. But other than that, though, we do have our Manaphy, which again I said has the same amount of speed as our Mega Altaria, which is speed for Diggersby. This set we have a Rain Dance, Surf, Energy Ball, and Shadow Ball set. It's very, very bulky, but it's a modest nature. This set is pretty much meant to just break something. Like, it's meant to help me break the Heatran. It's meant to help me just wear down the Diggersby, wear down the Swampert that he brought, wear down potential Tyrantrum. The Gardevoir can't Oko me, so it's a good thing. And yeah, after that we have our Hawlucha here. Hawlucha is speed for the Thunderstarian, just neutrally. It also allows me to outspeed pretty much everything once I get the +2 because I am running the Unburdened set. We are Bulk Up, Drain Punch, Acrobatics, and Rock Slide. The only reason I'm running Rock Slide over Roost is because of the Thundurus. I need the Thundurus to be at like I think, oh my god, to Oko with, or to KO with acrobatics at neutral, it needs to be at like, I think 30%, maybe less even, I think. So that's the issue. I need to make sure that thing is chipped down or it doesn't even come. And you can see on your screen that it did end up showing up. So it does make things a little bit tougher. Then we have Wakanda, our Persian. This is a kind of a support Persian. It's got enough speed for the Azelf, which is just max speed. We have Dark Pulse, Parting Shot, Taunt, and Toxic. Taunt is really nice to stop setup. Toxic is really nice to wear my opponent down while this thing can't really do much damage to things like Superior and like the Diggersby, like the Swamper, even the Gardevoir. So yeah, then having Parting Shot is really good for momentum. If I can Parting Shot into my my Altaria and just go for game, or if I can Parting Shot into my Manaphy and set up the Z Rain Dance, then I'm cool. But yeah, after that though, we do have our Victini here, which is Assault Vest. Victini is Timid Nature. We have U-Turn, Energy Ball, Glaciate, and Blue Flare. This speed is for max speed Diggersby, except I lied because I messed with the EVs. It is actually speed tying max speed Jolly Diggersby, so that's my bad. Whatever. Then we have enough special defense with our Assault Vest so that we're never 2-KO'd by Timid Mega Gardevoir or Timid Heatran after rocks. Never. Never happens. Earth Power, Shadow Ball, they will not 2-KO us no matter what, so that's awesome. I'm sure there's other things they can do to us. They probably run Calm Mind. Yeah, but I feel like they have to be both timid, so yeah. Anyways, that's our team, guys. Let me know who you think will be the MVP of this battle. I know it's a bit of a longer team builder, but I felt this battle is really big because if we clinch the playoffs on this game, then we can kind of go almost half speed, I guess, the rest of the way, and that'd be really good for my mentality, my psyche, so I will take that. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So my opponent brings the Mega Gardevoir, the Heatran, the Superior, the Swampert, the Diggersby, and the Thunderous Therian. And let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to lead off here with my Manaphy. I feel it's a really good lead to lead up against his potential hazard setters, being the Diggersby with spikes or the Heatran with rocks. So I felt like that was the best lead for me. As Willow challenges us, he has a nice Houndoom sweater, and we're in the ashy volcano setting today. But he's going to lead off with Sanaki. I'm like, okay, this is definitely his Superior. Snacky, Snaky, I guess that makes sense. But no, it's his Gardevoir. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just going to go for a Shadow Ball. I don't know what he's going to do to me. He's probably going to switch out. So Shadow Ball will just come out and be fine. But he's going to stay in. He's going to Mega Evolve, and Shadow Ball is going to come out and just do. It should be able to do enough to KO. To make it so he's in range for a Z Surf after. And you're going to see here we outspeed, so that's awesome. So we're definitely not a max speed Manaphy. We're pretty slow. We outspeed Diggersby, so I don't know what his speed is. But he goes for Hyper Voice here, and based on this damage you're going to see here, that doesn't have a lot of investment, and I'm going to pause it here. So the damage that I did was a little bit less than expected, quite a lot less. I just thought, you know, it's just a min roll, it's whatever. I'm going to go for Z Surf and I'll KO this thing, it's always in range, whatever. But I completely forgot that, you know, it's 2 turns into the battle, by the way. The first turn just ended. My answer to Mega Gardevoir is Victini. This thing comes in and just U-turns out on Gardevoir at all times. So why am I not going to Victini? I kind of like abandoned my play right away just to see, like, just to get rid of the Gardevoir because it's such a huge threat to my team. And unfortunately, you're going to see here, I'm going to go for the Z Surf, and this is going to allow something else to kind of be a huge threat to us instead. And it's a really, really big threat that I did not, I guess, consider that much of a threat going into the game. But we're going to unleash our full force Z move. We go for the Hydro Vortex, our Z Surf here. Wish I was like Z Hydro Pump because this would be a guaranteed kill then. But unfortunately, we're just Z Surf. And you're going to see here, this does a huge chunk of damage. But does it KO? No, it doesn't. And he can go for T-Bolt and pick up the KO on us. And this is just a disaster because at this point I realized I have nothing for Heatran. Like, my answers for Heatran, I have to get set up with Hawlucha, and I have to get set up with my Altaria. And at this point I make another kind of, I guess, mistake while looking back on it. I go into my Coco here to U-turn out instead of my Victini. I should have gone to my Victini to U-turn out because I need to have no terrain up. That way, if the Heatran does come in, then I can go into my Hawlucha and I can just like click Drain Punch. I'll still live the hit whatever he goes for because I have a very bulky Hawlucha. But either way, so I'm just going to go for the U-turn here. U-turn will be able to outspeed him. Either will KO or will gain momentum, and he does just sack off his Gardevoir, so I'm okay with that. I guess this thing was just an answer to Manaphy, but I was very surprised to see that it wasn't a fully offensive Gardevoir. But you know, I will take that. It is a huge threat gone. And I go into Victini now, and this is the beginning of the biggest issue because at this point here, we let in Heatran for free. Now Heatran is an issue because I have Drain Punch and I have Earthquake. That's it. I don't have Hidden Power Ground. I wish I had Hidden Power Ground on my Persian because I'm actually going to go into my Altaria now, I believe, to predict the Earth Power. So I go into blue here, predict the Earth Power, and at this point I just want to see if he's Shucka. So I'm going to just switch right back out into my Assault Vest Victini, and see what he can do. If he's going to stay in, then it means he's Shaka, because he's not going to just risk the Earthquake. He'll die to an Earthquake. So I switch out, I go into my Victini here, and he stays in and goes for Flash Can. So I'm like, yeah, he's definitely 100% Shaka. So I wish I had the Hidden Power Ground so I can pop the Shaka Berry, but I don't. And that's a big thing, because at this point here, like, Victini, the most damage I can do to Heatran is with Energy Ball. I do like, I think it's like 4%, 5%. So that's not good. I go into Wakanda here, and he's going to go for the Magma Storm. And this, I believe, the first time that my Alolan Persian hits the field. We brought it once against Brendan. We were going to bring it last week as well, but we end up bringing it for the first time, actually saying it on the field against Goldoa. But anyways, so he's going to go for the Magma Storm. He misses, unfortunately, so it's a really big miss for him, because that would have definitely obliterated my Persian, and now I can just go for the Dark Pulse. I believe, yeah, I went for the Dark Pulse here just to get some damage on him, and he goes to Heath, which is his Superior. So I guess he's predicting the Parting Shot there, which would have been kind of disastrous, because we would have given him the +1, but it's fine. At this point, I'm debating, do I want to go for the Taunt or the Toxic? I'm thinking I want to go for the Toxic in case he's sub, but then I didn't realize that Substitute's affected by Taunt. So I kind of like flip my plays around here, and you're going to see here, he gets Toxic, so we thankfully do land the hit, which is awesome. So if he's a sub-seeding set, we're going to be able to make sure that we really chip this thing down. But he goes for Glare, and Glare, whenever Superior came in any of the mocks that I had, Glare did come as well, so that's good. At this point, I'm going to go for the Taunt here, so he can't set up a sub, and I don't know what he's going to go for here, but we are just wearing him down. I have no reason to switch out. I can switch out eventually and go with my Victini. It's a pretty free check to the Superior if he doesn't have the HP ground. Even if he does have the HP ground, he needs to be at like +3 or +4 to really do much damage to me. But we do get off the Taunt here, which is awesome, and I can now go for, I believe I just switch out. I go into my Victini here, if I'm not mistaken, but I should have probably just Parting Shot out. But it's fine by me. I go for the, I go and switch out, I think I switch out to Victini here, as I believe he's going to switch out into his Heatran, if I'm not mistaken, right? He goes into Dart, which is his Diggersby? No, it's his Swampert. So he goes into a Swampert here. I'm going to go into my Victini. I have the Energy Ball for this thing, which is awesome. I haven't revealed it. Energy Ball will not KO, though. I don't know why Swampert is so bulky. It won't die to a 4-time super effective hit from Victini, which has a decent amount of special attack. It's not even close. That's insane. And he gets up his rocks here. I don't have a Defogger this week, which really does suck. It is what it is. Had I known that he was going to go, if I had gone for the Parting Shot, I probably would have gone into Victini either way to just get out the Energy Ball, because I didn't want Coco to take the hit. So I think this was my best play either way, and I'm cool with it. But in comes the Energy Ball again, we do match pick up the KO. I was really debating that turn, do I want to go for Glacier, predicting the switch, but I'm happy with going for the Energy Ball there. But anyways, he can go back into Nolan. Nolan is his Heatran, and this thing is in again. This thing is such a huge problem. I don't know why every single time I play Heatran, it ends up being a huge problem for me, because it really doesn't have the greatest team preview matchups against my team, but I just don't do a good job of prepping around it. So I really got to do a better job of that, and I honestly, it's starting to really bother me that I just can't do well around it. But he goes to the Magma Storm here. I'm just going to stay in, and I sack off my my Alolan Persian, whatever, it is what it is. And the reason I didn't actually go for U-turn there with my Victini is because I didn't want to reveal that I was Scarfed. So I didn't want to reveal that I was Assault Vest. I wanted him to think I was Scarfed or something. It's okay, I go into Coco here. I want to go for the T-Bolt to force him to, just to take some chip. I could have gone for the Dealing here. I still felt the T-Bolt was the best play, even though he had two immunities in the back, in the Thundurus and the Diggersby. But he's going to go to Canis here, or Sanus, I don't know how to pronounce that, and it's Thundurus. It's fine by me. I am Assault Vested, so I will live any hit he wants to go for, unless it's like a Z move. And even a Z move, it's like, he has to Z Poison, I think, to kill me. Or, yeah, I don't think Z Steel will kill me. So I go with the Dazzling here. This is a 2 KO against Assault Vest. And unfortunately for us, it's not a 2 KO. And I was like, Jesus, I really thought it was. Like, is my Coco really that weak? And he goes for Sludge Wave, and he does manage to bring us down to 16 HP, which is almost nothing. At this point, Coco can't come back in on rocks, so I'm thinking, I gotta get chip on this thing. And at this point here, I can go for game with my Lucha. All I gotta do is just set up a, because he's gonna be banned to Diggersby. Like, I'm confident in that. All I gotta do is just go for Acrobatics now. My Burden will pop, Acrobatics will be stronger, I'll be at +1 defense, and then when the Diggersby comes in, I can bulk up, and I'm set. And I'll be in a great spot here, and look, I'm like, for the way this game is going, I'm like, I have an amazing shot to win here, and I'm pretty sure I just almost sealed it, which is awesome. So he's gonna lose his Thundurus here. He can't really switch in on anything, because if he switched in, anything was gonna just take a ton of damage and really not appreciate it. The Superior would have dropped, the Heatran would have been probably dying to a Drain Punch, but here, I'm gonna pause it. So I use the bulk up here. I said before, I think he is banded. I am confident that he's going to be banded, because banded Diggersby just does so much damage to my team. Huge power mons, like banded Azumarill, banded Diggersby, they just run through my entire roster because of priority and powerful stab moves. So I'm going to go for the bulk up here. We live a bulk up, so a +2 defense, which we are now because of our Electric Seed boost and our bulk up. We live a return into a quick attack from banded, or we live a return into a quick attack, basically, you know what I'm saying. But anyways, he goes for the Thunder Punch, and that's a great play. And that damage shows me he's not banned because he actually has the boost from Electric Terrain. So had I brought my Hawlucha in one turn earlier, then this would have been a lot better. But because we took damage from Electric, we took that damage, it's huge. And so honestly, great bring on Goldo's part. Like I really didn't expect it at all. I expected Banded, but no, now I'm thinking, okay, it's probably Choppable. I'm just gonna go for the Drain Punch here, be Oko, but he has Protect. I'm like, okay, he's scaling for a high jump kick, probably means he's not Choppable. We're in a good spot here. I'm just gonna go for the Drain Punch one more time, and we should be able to pick up the KO on this thing, gain back enough HP to really wear down whatever he has, but he's Choppable. So this is his checked Hawlucha. His team is so Hawlucha weak that his check was a defensive, or not defensive, but a Choppable Berry Diggersby. Awesome. Like, just great bring on his part, and you're going to see here, without the Electric Terrain, we still basically drop. Now I have to hope any paralyzes us, which doesn't really matter because you're going to see here he has Quick Attack. Had he not had Quick Attack, then it would have mattered, but, I mean, he has Quick Attack. It's a Diggersby. It's going to rock that Quick Attack. So, down goes Hawlucha, and now I'm thinking, okay, well now I just have to hope that he's, doesn't have Gunk Shot or Return, and, I have to set up with this thing, but I'm thinking, wait, no, I can't risk it. I have to go for Differential. I have to. Because at this point, I know the Heatran is going to be Shaka, so I cannot risk, like, I just can't risk it. So I have to go for the Return here. And the crazy thing, by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, but that Drain Punch at +1, that's it's an Adamant Drain Punch. We didn't do over half to that Diggersby, so it's a thick, chunky Diggersby. Anyways, in comes Nolan after Altari picks the KO. This thing is Shucka Berry. I know it. I'm gonna go for the Earthquake here, and yeah, he's Shucka Berry. Great bring. The berries really were helpful for him. Really deal with my Altaria and my Hawlucha, which are the two biggest threats to his team, in my opinion. And you're going to see we don't even do half there as well because he took chip damage from the Victini already. So, yeah, Flash Gun comes out. It's a miracle if we live this hit. And if we... Yeah, no, we don't. Like, it's okay. It happens. We're going to be able to send in, I believe, our Victini here. And Victini is assault vested, so Victini, like I said before, will not drop to, it's not 2 KO by rock, 2 KO after rocks, which is awesome. So you're gonna see here he protects. Probably see what I'm gonna do because at this point he said he thought I was scarfed, but I'm assault vest, and like I said before, Energy Ball is the most I can do this thing. Energy Ball does like 4.5%, 5%. Yeah. So we're gonna end up losing this game 2-0. Not a big deal. It was a really awesome game to play. The prep and Goldo's part was incredible, and I was like taken aback by how how he used his mons to make them counters for what they shouldn't be counters for. So like Heatran was a counter for something that commonly runs ground type moves. Obviously Heatran is a pretty good counter to Altaria if it has a Shucka Berry, but then there's the Diggersby. You wouldn't expect Diggersby to be the counter for Hawlucha. So awesome bring. I did not expect Thunder Punch on Diggersby. I did not expect it to be Choppable Berry. I really expected Banded because my mindset was I'll go for the bulk up here so that I can live the what's it called? Oh my god. I can live the Return, that's like the Banded Return 100% of the time, and then because he's banded, he can't switch up his moves to go Quick Attack. I can just click the Drain Punch. He has no resist left on his team, and we gain back enough HP so then we can go for the Acrobatics if it's superior. We can go for the Drain Punch again if it's the Heatran, and then by the time he goes back into his Diggersby, the Quick Attack we won't be in range for Quick Attack anymore as well. So that was kind of my thought process there. But that all went out the window when Goldo brought that, and it was just an awesome bring. It really threw me off guard, and it really worked out well. So, GG to him. I was really kind of disappointed with how I sacked up my Manaphy pretty early on. I really felt like it was important to wear down the Heatran, just based on what else I brought, and I didn't notice that. I don't know why I didn't, but I mean, he really tempted me. Just like getting rid of the Gardevoir early on was just a huge temptation, and yeah, oh man, that's unfortunate. But it is what it is. So we fall to, I believe, 5-4. I think we're now +7 overall. So we're not out of playoffs. We definitely still just need one win to go, but I don't really want to finish 6-6. I'd rather finish positive on the season, so hopefully we can win multiple games, but who knows. At this point, I'm just really happy with how the season has gone so far. I'm really liking the team that we have. Unfortunately, the Persian hasn't really done exactly what I wanted to do this season so far. It's from the 2 games. This game it just dropped, basically doing nothing, toxicking the superior, taunting the superior, then doing nothing else and just dying to Heatran. And the other game it didn't even show up in the match. It just didn't even hit the field because Victini was so good. But it was what it is, and the Gorgeist also hasn't shown up to a single match yet. But yeah. Anyways, guys, that's the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Also, in the description of the video, there is 2 things you should check out, or 3 things rather. First is the link to my Twitter. Second, the link to my Discord server, The Ocean. And thirdly, the link to all the coaches in the PCL. They're all awesome guys and girls, and you should definitely go and check them out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.